The Nepal batters have not had an issue with the pace so far, and so Akhil Kumar, if he can add something a little bit different, give you that skiddy effect, maybe make something happen.
Well, this is gone up in the air, and it's going to land in no man's land. Top edge, looking to pull that, and this is the effect that Akhil Kumar has, isn't it? He's just skiddy, surprises you with that extra bit of pace that you're not expecting, rushing you into that shot.
And that's exactly it. That's probably the first time in the innings that we've seen a Nepal batter look rushed and get beat by the pace. So I think this is a good change. We'll see if the next one can result in a wicket.
No, but it's going to result in 4 runs here. It might be leg byes. We'll wait on the signal. Just missing his line a little bit and helped along the way.
And this has been a problem for Canada so far. The release ball has been coming too often so far in this innings. There's a boundary ball coming every over. As we look at that on the hips, easy work there to pick it off, and Zaw just continues his tremendous start, now 31 off 16 deliveries.
Oh, going down the ground again, but he'll find the hands of Dylan Haliger. Aggression very clear, intent very clear from Nepal today. Not hanging around. They want to make full use of these power play overs. Just the 2 fielders out in the deep.
And you never know how conditions might play after the power play, so you want to take advantage of these field restrictions right now and make the most of it.
Oh, that's going to be a dot ball, just licking the pads on its way. He'll feel a bit unfortunate to have missed out on that, to not get his pad out of the way, or to get some bat on that on Elsa.
No question, that should have been easy pickings as well. He's been finding the fence with those pretty easily thus far. The first time he's missed out. But Akhil Kumar will also be careful not to go down that way again. And we see Sana move back.
It's going to be a dot to end the 4th over. Nepal 40 for no loss.
Seva is giving back to the community and making sure that the community is taken care of. We do a lot of that at our temples and in the Punjabi community, and that's how I see the store. So it's a no-frills thing to do.
Oh, when you're getting a boundary or 2 in every over, it makes it quite difficult for the fielding captain as he rotates his bowlers some more, and it's going to be Harsh Tucker, the first introduction of spin in this innings.
Well, Tucker's no stranger to bowling in the power play, and Canada in desperate need of a wicket, so change it up, get some spin in here.
What do you think par score is on this pitch?
Well, I mean, the way it's looking right now, they're looking good for 160 plus, but that's not what you would have thought looking at the conditions and before the first ball was bowled. You know, I think before the first ball was bowled, you were probably thinking something in the 130, 140 range, but this start right here, 10 runs and over off the first 4 overs, they should be thinking 160 at this stage.
Well, hello, where is this going? It's going all the way for 6 runs. Slug swept from Asif Sheikh, and again the boundaries and the maximums keep flowing for Nepal. Harsh Tucker being pulled all the way.
You see the slog sweep there, executed to perfection, well beyond deep wicket. Looks like Ravinderpal Singh as we get back to the action, and Tucker responding with a dot ball.
That was a big 6, wasn't it?
No
Slog
question.
swept all the way over the head of Ravinderpal Singh.
And you can see Tucker now going quicker in the air, not wanting to give the batter time, and getting Sheikh on the back foot
backing away. And trying to give himself some room. Asif Sheikh was fired in by Harsh Tucker. Not very far away from that off stump.
No, not at all. Couldn't get enough turn on that one, Tucker, to knock over the stumps. Mova sharp there to knock over the bales in case there was a chance. But it's just a dot, and Tucker will have to try and build on that here for this final ball.
It's going to be a dot to end the over. 6 runs coming off of it. 5 overs gone. Nepal 46 for no loss.
KD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. How's that? TD, ready for you.
Five overs bowled. Nepal off to the best start to this entire series. You haven't seen many hot starts in the power play, but what a difference a win makes to the confidence and to the belief of Nepal. And Asif Sheikh in his 50th T20I. First time that we've seen such a good start alongside Anil Shah, who's been really the standout. Have given Nepal the most beautiful platform. Canada all at sea and all in trouble. They're going to turn to Parveen Kumar to try and slow things down.
Listen, not to toot my own horn here, Lenny, but what did I tell you in our pregame chat? Nepal, en fuego. That's Spanish.
On fuego.
That's Spanish for on fire. For
Well,
all you French-speaking Canadians out there listening.
Well, I was
to end last match, and they carried that momentum over today.
I was hoping to welcome you, Matt Bonner, with a big build-up about how the Lambu Dai is joining the Taklu Dai, but you're too excited.
I'm so pumped.
You're pumped up. And so too are Nepal. They've been impressive, haven't they? They've really attacked Canada, and they're making use of these fielding restrictions. So in these first 6 overs, only the 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. More gaps, and we've seen plenty of big hits.
That's right, taking advantage of that power play. This is especially surprising given the wet conditions. You'd think it would favor the bowlers. But Nepal, there we go again, another 4 right there. Just lighten them up.
Lighten it up right here, Asif Sheikh. It's a little bit agricultural, this one. It's a bit lucky as well, being honest with you, because he's dragged this from a long way outside the off stump. The bottom hand has come through, not something you tend to want to do as a batter, but it's proved pretty effective as the runs continue to flow here. Canada, well, having been on such a good run, won 5 from 5. They were dreadful yesterday. I know you were down with the Toronto Raptors at their media day yesterday. You weren't able to join us, but certainly they seem to have just kind of flip-flopped, haven't they? The two sides, the roles are reversed.
That's right. I was at Scotiabank Arena for Toronto Raptors media day, keeping an eye on the match.
It's going to be 4 more.
Another
Finds
4.
the gap. This is quite brilliant
Threads
from
the
Asif
needle.
Sheikh. And on fuego is the only description. They are on fire right now. And because it's a Tuesday, we don't have as big a crowd, but those that have come up here, the 100 or so, mainly Nepal fans, they're loving every second.
Saw the result from the match yesterday. I did not see that coming, and now everybody's tied, wins and losses. It's anybody's series. It's going to be a really fun last 3 days to see who takes home the cup.
Of course, Nepal in some ways have the advantage, not just because of the position they have here, but their net run rate is better than the other 2 sides, and also you'd imagine that they could beat Canada today. All they need to do is get past Oman tomorrow, and they'll be the champions of this No Frills T20 Cup. It's a power play that has belonged very much to the visitors. The men from Nepal, they are riding high. It's 56 for none. Yeah, certainly the contrasting emotions across Nepal, the horrific tragedies that they are currently continuing to endure. Luckily, the rain seems to have stopped, And for the moment, the floods have relented, but the problem is landslides and all sorts going on, particularly in the valley. That's the capital city, Kathmandu. Lalitpur as well, and the historic UNESCO World Heritage Site of Bhaktapur, which is one of the most beautiful places you could ever visit. All three of them have suffered damage, particularly the main river that runs between Kathmandu and Lalitpur. And you could almost see the emotion, couldn't you, from the Nepal players. We heard Rohit Paudel speak very evocatively pre the toss. And ultimately, this is only sport. There's many more important things in life, but there's no doubt that the win a couple of days ago has given the whole nation a real boost.
That's exactly right, and that's the power of sport. It's a unifier. It inspires people, and it's an inspiration and a distraction for when times are tough. And for sure, that's what's going on in Nepal. We're having similar issues here in the U.S. and North Carolina.
Shocking, yeah.
From the hurricane, and it is, you can see the pride for these players from Nepal that they have for their home country during the anthem. They take a tremendous amount of pride representing their country and trying to, again, do something to make people feel a little better as they're going through that tragedy back home.
Yeah, and I think if you're wondering about what kind of young men they are, they're incredible ambassadors. It's not just the Nepali population at home, but the diaspora as well around the world. There's so many people of Nepalese origin, particularly in Australia, in the US and in Canada. And actually, just want to fill you in on one thing that the boys have done overnight. They met up with the NRNA of Ontario, which is the Nepali Non-Residents Association. As we get to the end of the seventh, the score 60-0. No ad. And something that they wanted to do for the local community was to get together and try and support that local community here in Ontario. So they've given a donation, a very generous donation, towards that local community. They all met up and posed for a few photos as well, as we get a look at the batting card, a flying start from Anil Kumar Shah and Asif Sheikh, and that is very much the kind of men you're dealing with there. Good ambassadors. They know that there is more to life than just the cricket on the field.
Yeah, you bring up that perspective that this is just a game. Something Coach Popovich on the Spurs would often bring up. Remember one year we lost a tough playoff series. Everybody on the team was pretty down going into summer. And in our exit meeting, he brought up 3 world tragedies that had happened in the previous few days. And we
whipped
got
into the leg side. You're going to be
right
4
there.
more. Finds the gap perfectly. Anil continues on this
one
hot
of the
streak.
tragedies was an extreme weather event causing landslides. Hundreds of people died in that tragedy. And then the last thing was a team in Texas lost a basketball series. And it's like, this isn't life or death. There's more important things out there.
You're talking about perspective there, aren't you? Is it hard when you're in the professional sport bubble, and it really is a bubble, it's a whole industry, particularly here in North America. You think of the kind of 365 nature of all of the major sports here. And I'm just wondering, is it hard sometimes within that bubble to kind of find that perspective and see real life?
For sure, and that's where good leadership like Coach Popovich is important. It's consuming. You're under a microscope. There's a tremendous amount of pressure. You're getting it from all angles, the fans, the media, the coaching staff. Your livelihood's at stake, plus the winning and losing. It can consume you unless you keep that perspective and understand at the end of the day, you're still just playing a sport.
And would you say the coaches, like you look at Monty Desai's kind of methodology to his coaching, he's someone actually was talking to last night in the team hotel, and he actually wants to come and have a chat to you because he's always fascinated at other professional sports and how they approach things. But it's a big job for the coaching staff, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's a great quality, in my opinion, for any coach to have. that's open-minded and wants to learn from other sports and other coaches.
End of the 8th, it's 66 for none.
TD is supporting cricket in more ways than ever. Because we believe Canada needs more cricket. How's that? TD, ready for you.
So really good start for Nepal. 8 overs bowled, they're yet to lose a wicket. Canada have looked a little listless, and a side that, well, you wouldn't believe that they'd won all 5 games up until yesterday. These 4 overs from Sad Bin Safar, the former captain, could be very important indeed. Andrew Leonard here alongside Matt Bonner. It's the Taklu die and the Lambu die. Matt, I showed you that post that we didn't just have on your Instagram, my Instagram, but also up on Facebook. Can you believe the comments and the love from Nepal?
I'm honored by the reception from that post. Just being embraced by so many Nepalese cricket fans, it means a lot to me. I've never been to that part of the world, and I'm hoping someday if I get to see it, you constantly talk about how awesome the people are, how friendly everyone is, how beautiful it is.
Would you like to come one day?
I would love to come. I'm a curious person. I want to see and experience as much as I can this short time I'm on this planet.
Can I promise you something?
Yes.
So, firstly, it is one of the most special places in the world, bar none. It really is, and it's not just a lot of tourists who go there. They will only go to Everest Base Camp or Annapurna Base Camp or go on the treks or the hikes. It's much more than that. It's the cities, it's the culture, it's the people, it's the kindness, it's the food, it's the music, and it's everything about their culture. But I think something that you'd be staggered by, because if you actually look at the statistics, the world statistics, they are one of the shortest races in the world. So if you go there, like I stand out quite a bit, and I'm only just over 6 foot. So you, what are you, 6'9", 6'10"?
6'9", yes.
You would really stand out.
So what you're saying is I could dominate if I found a basketball court and got some pickup games going.
Oh, I think there's no doubt about that. But I would just love to see you walk through the streets of Tamil or some of the old historic areas of Lalitpur or Bhaktapur, and it would be like two men amongst one.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's probably not a lot of redheads there too, right?
There's not. There really isn't.
Oh yeah. I get a lot of stares, I'm sure.
There's not too many bald people either, so
hence the nicknames.
Exactly, they've got it more. But yeah, some of the comments, I don't know if you've had a chance at home to go, and have a look at that. But yeah, certainly a lot of love, and I think one of the biggest things I've been struck by all my visits there, they are a very proud nation, more than 30 million people, and it's not just those 30-odd million in Nepal. There's probably a diaspora of Nepalese origin, particularly in North America, Canada, USA, then Europe and Australia, of probably 5 to 10 million, maybe even more than that. As again, good use of the feet. Can't beat long on, and they just chipped in the air. Will get us to the end of the night. The boundaries just drying up out of the power play as they sometimes do, but this is a fantastic platform that Nepal have. End of the 9th over. It's 70 for none.
The new A&W Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger.
Let's go.